Good evening. This is This Week Tonight with John Irvin on Geno TV, and it's the 4th of July, and I've got Holly McGowan with me, and she's here to talk about some interesting things that's going on.
Yes, ASAP, the Alliance for Substance Abuse Prevention, has two events next Saturday. So the first event is Janina Keene, who's a substance abuse expert and psychiatric nurse practitioner, will be giving a lecture at the Great Harbor Yacht Club between 3 to 4:30, from 3 to 4:30, on the topic is Their Brains Never Had a Chance. So it's how your genetic history predisposes you to addiction and adolescence and addiction. And then we will have a fundraising event. I believe it's the first for ASAP, which is called the Clean Scene Music Event.
And we've got this.
So we have a band who is generously playing for us at the Yacht Club, Great Harbor Yacht Club as well. That starts at 5 o'clock.
And the band is Cranberry Alarm Clock?
That's right. And they play music from the 60s and 70s, so Rolling Stones and Donovan and Creedence Clearwater Revival, and I'm sure everybody's favorites.
Sure. Now, Holly, if somebody wants to find out a little bit more about this before they head down, is there a website that they can visit?
Yes, they can get tickets on our website. It's asapnantucket.org, or they also are selling tickets at Mitchell's Book Corner and Nantucket Book Works.
Okay, very good.
So,
now, tell me a little bit about what's going on here, not only in the Northeast, but also on the island in terms of opiates and stuff like that.
well, it's, as people are aware now, quite aware, I'm sure, we have just as much a problem on the island as there is off island with addiction and substance misuse. It's a nationwide epidemic, unfortunately. The biggest cause of death right now in the country for people under 50 is overdose. So it's very alarming, and it's really important to start paying attention to what we're going to do to prevent addiction from happening.
And in your view, what types of things can we do to prevent such addictions?
Well, we can educate families. A lot of times there's history of substance misuse or abuse that happens, and it tends to repeat in generations, because that's
and
what
that's
children...
kind of where the genetics comes in.
Yes, it's one of the factors is genetic predisposition, and that's also environmental. What happened psychological. There could be trauma associated with addiction. So it's not always that somebody was overprescribed or they were prescribed something, and then they unfortunately had the genetic component where their brain was not able to properly.
Now, some people might want to paint with a big brush in terms of big pharma, pharmaceutical companies, and they're adding to the problem with the various drugs that they're producing. What do you feel about that?
Well, you know, I'm not really an expert on on that. My area is to work in prevention, and so I'm coming from the aspect of this is a preventable illness, and what are we going to do to educate our youth, our community, and try to prevent the problem from occurring.
And if somebody sees something going on with a friend or a family member and they think, I would like to do something about this, what would be their first step here on Nantucket?
Well, we have a couple of agencies who are helping with this. The Fairwinds Counseling Agency. There's Dr. Lepre and Aline Womack are running a Suboxone clinic.
Good.
And there's also newly on the island Gosnold of Nantucket, who has treatment centers off island in Falmouth. They're opening an office here, so they will be offering services.
Will that be near the hospital?
No. Their office right now is where Access Nantucket used to be.
Okay.
So it's at Key Post Corner.
And are they somehow involved with Access Nantucket, or kind of taking over some of the role that Access Nantucket had?
I believe that Access dissolved as an agency, and they were looking for someone that needed to fill a void, and this, of course, is a need on the island that they found would be a good use of the space.
Sure.
to help
Now,
with this.
Holly, tell us a little bit about you. How long have you lived on the island? Where did you come from before here?
I've been here for about 30 years, maybe even longer, and I grew up in Connecticut. I went to school at McGill University and found my way here after college, post-college, to work as a college student. Work and earn money.
And you've stayed?
And then I married into it. I married into the island.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right. So again, Holly, when does this event happen?
So this is July 15th, Saturday, at the Great Harbor Yacht Club, 5 to 8 o'clock, with Cranberry Alarm Clock. And it's a alcohol-free event, so it's just fun, good, clean fun for everybody.
And why should people go?
They should go to because it supports the Alliance for Substance Abuse Prevention, and because they want to have a fun time without alcohol.
That sounds good to me. Holly McGowan, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th.